I think our biggest challenge is continuing to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to us. Certainly the consumer is now increasingly discerning, increasingly demanding, but where there are high demand retail centres, be they high streets, leisure retail parks or shopping centres, I think they create a coming to or bring together convenience and create real great opportunities for leisure operators to develop their brands and to develop their offers.
Well, I think the main challenge for retailers is making sure that they are serving their consumers and their shoppers. The UK consumer has become very sophisticated, very savvy, very choosy, and therefore it's vital for retailers to be very much on top of what their consumers are wanting to buy and delivering what they want to buy.
The biggest challenge for retailers is turnover. Prices in the non-food half of retail have been falling for the past 2 years according to BRC figures. This shows up in some of the ONS data as well. We've seen actually that the gap between non-food prices and food prices has narrowed. Food prices have been increasing quite strongly for the last few years, and the gap between the two inflation rates has been up to 5%. Food prices are now beginning to fall because of the competition between the big supermarkets and commodity prices, which are really moderated. So they're joining non-food prices on the way down. Anyone who's trying to build turnover really needs to build volume, and that's very difficult.
Well, as I say, I think the risks, and I suppose the biggest risk on the horizon, it's got to be the general election, and I think it's that uncertainty, as well as of course what's happening in the Eurozone and elsewhere in the world, that is impacting on consumer confidence and spending patterns. So normally there's a lull before a general election where there's some uncertainty and then things start to improve afterwards. I think perhaps this time round it might be a slightly different picture because no one quite knows what the election is going to deliver, and probably what it is going to deliver is something that is equally uncertain and unstable. So probably another coalition government with minority parties having quite a lot of say in what happens. And we may even have, if the Conservatives return to power, we may even have a referendum on Europe, and I think that obviously has an impact on business and how people feel about the economy. So there's a lot of uncertainty out there, which is going to be a challenge. And of course, the restructuring that I've talked about. Investment is still required to meet the demands of consumers, to provide them with the retail experience that they require.
From the small details to the big picture, we've got it covered. The Local Data Company. No retail, no the Local Data Company. Get in touch to arrange a free consultation.